Hey, it's Larry. Thanks for listening. Happy New Year. Real quick, before we get into this episode, I had such an amazing, eye-opening, life-changing experience at the World Parkinson Congress in Kyoto that I want others to have that opportunity too. So Becca Miller and I and 24 of our PD community friends have launched a year-long WPC travel grant fundraiser. We're each doing a 2-week Facebook fundraiser. Mine's underway right now because my birthday's January 9th. All the money raised will be used to help offset travel costs so more people with young onset Parkinson's can attend the next WPC in Barcelona in 2022. You can search out details on the When Life Gives You Parkinson's Facebook page or donate directly to the WPC website. Go to wpc2022.org/YOPD fund. If you or your business would like to supply matching funds, hey, good on ya. Email me at parkinsonspod@curiouscast.ca. And now, on with the show. It's time for another Extra Dosage episode of When Life Gives You Parkinson's. Hi, I'm Larry Gifford.
And I'm Nikki Reitmeyer. Extra Dosage episodes are the in-between bits, the special bonus content to get you through until the next full episode.
Nikki, I just returned from a trip to Ohio.
That's right. What is in Ohio?
Well, I was, but it's my hometown. My brother Dan, my sister Tracy both live there, and Tracy's oldest son, my nephew, Anthony, organized an event that he called a Tremor Trot.
Tremor Trot. I love that name.
I was there to support him. Friday morning, I arranged for a TV interview on WTTE Fox 28 Good Day Columbus with Sean Ireland and Phil Kelly.
Sorry, we're having old home.
Yeah, well, that's
the guys are reminiscing.
Larry and I went to Otterbein together.
This is Larry Gifford.
Yeah.
He's with us. And Larry is in for, well, just this moment, of course, because this is very special between you two. I feel kind of bad being in the middle. But Larry is also here because he was diagnosed with young onset Parkinson's disease.
You know, of course, this affects the whole family.
Yeah.
And so my nephew, Anthony, Kerkman and his family here in Pickerington have organized this great walk that's going to be tomorrow called the Tremor Trot.
I love the name.
Yeah, it's a family-friendly 5K. You should come out. It's a great event. All the money raised goes to Michael J. Fox Foundation.
What kind of inroads are they making? Do you know?
Well, there's a lot of research going on. Michael J. Fox Foundation's raised $900 million since the year 2000. And it's hard. I mean, this is a complicated disease because when they launched, they thought, well, we're pretty close to a cure. And then what we've realized over the course of time is there's not one cure because we each have our own Parkinson's. So it's like the Baskin-Robbins of diseases. You get there's like over 31 symptoms.
Right.
And so everybody has a different type of symptoms. We each have our own little sundae with all the different flavors of symptoms.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you look good.
Yeah.
Your energy's infectious.
Well, it's you got to keep positive, right? It's like I still want to live life.
Still super handsome, us Otterbein guys. We're known.
Dashing.
That's what we're known for. Well, tomorrow morning is the Tremor Trot.
Hey, we want to head over to Jessica right now.
Wow, that's really cool.
It was the interview was like 6 minutes long, and Phil and I were kind of distracting Sean because we hadn't seen each other in quite a while. So
A couple big kids.
but it was fun. Yeah, I loved doing that. And then on Saturday morning, the big day, the Tremor Trot 5K, I was there in Pickerington, Ohio to help out. So how long have you been planning this race?
Been planning it since about October of last year. I had dinner with my wife. I brought the idea up to her. It was basically, Lesley, you and I like to run. That's what we like to do. We run for a lot of good causes. What better cause? And her eyes lit up with what a great idea that would have been.
So what was that idea?
It's a 5K. It's a 5K walk run for Parkinson's relief. It's going to help benefit the Michael J. Fox Foundation. And it's going to be great.
Why would you do this?
You were doing all this outreach in Canada, and I'm not in Canada, and neither is a lot of your family in Canada. And so you were doing all this outreach in Canada. I figured there's something that we can do here.
So here we are. It's 6:30 in the morning. The sun is rising over the trees.
It's a perfect 58 degrees right now, and everybody's going to be comfortable.
What's it mean for you to know that there's 175 people that are raising money for Michael J. Fox Foundation and Parkinson's research because you decided a year ago let's do a 5K?
It's overwhelming. It's just overwhelming. I can't believe it's here. There's been a lot of work into it, and it's been a lot of work, and today's kind of just the party of it all, and I'm just overwhelming in the best way possible.
So there's a tear going down my cheek because I really appreciate what you've done.
Mine too.
Thanks. So, it was an emotional morning, and it was a family affair. Anthony's grandmas, including my mom, were working the registration tables in case we had any last-minute sign-ups. All right, Mom, so how has it been going? How's registration been?
I only had one person, and he was from Florida, lives close to where I do in Florida.
Yeah.
It's going good.
Yeah.
I've gotten some donations, which are nice. They aren't walking or anything, and some people just stopped by taking a walk, wanted to know what's going on. They're representing a Miller family that seems to have a lot of participants today.
I think they have 50 participants.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great day. It's a beautiful morning.
Move this table over there now.
All good.
All
All
right.
good.
Did you get a donut?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
I love that. The crowds were big. The donuts were flowing.
Oh, the donuts.
That's really cool.
And right before the event started, Anthony and I both grabbed the mic.
A little bit of backstory here. My family has been directly affected by Parkinson's disease. He lives in Canada, was doing all this outreach in Canada, and we were here in the United States with a big family doing what we could. But I knew we could do more. My family is a big family of runners. We do a lot of running events for different charities and organizations and causes. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to do our own. And here we are. We far exceeded expectations. When I first sat down with Columbus Running Company, this wonderful vendor that's helping us out today, I said, I want 75 people to show up. I woke up this morning with 175 people. So that's incredible. So real quick before we all get started here, I'm going to pass the mic over here to my uncle. This is Larry Gifford, the host of When Life Gives You Parkinson's podcast.
But I just want to thank everybody for being out here and for taking time to support Parkinson's research. It's really important, not just for me, but for the entire Parkinson's community. There's 30,000 people in Ohio that are living with Parkinson's right now. Next year, there'll be over 1 million people in the United States with it. Currently, there's over 10 million people around the world that have Parkinson's disease. We don't know what causes it, and we don't know how to cure it. So we need a lot of help. As a surprise to Anthony, I have a letter from the Michael J. Fox Foundation. Debbie Brooks is the co-founder of the Michael J. Fox Foundation, and she worked with Michael to set it up. And she writes this. To our friends at the Tremor Trot 5K. At the Michael J. Fox Foundation, we've been told that Team Fox is more than just a way to fundraise for the millions of families impacted by Parkinson's disease. Team Fox has come to be a source of inspiration, a gathering of new and old friendships, and a galvanizing force to bring together community and make a true impact. The Kerkman family in Pickerington is a perfect example of this. In response to their Uncle Larry's diagnosis, Anthony and his family have rallied everyone they know and made some new friends along the way to take action through the inaugural 5K. By supporting this event, you are fueling our progress so that we may keep moving forward the most promising ideas in Parkinson's research. And with 100% of the Team Fox proceeds going directly to high-impact research, we can do even more. Today's research pipeline is brimming with possibilities, and we're closer than ever to a cure. But none of this would be possible without you. We hope that today's event is just a start for you. From participating in clinical trials to advocating government, you and your family can find countless ways to get involved. From all of us at the Foundation, kudos to Anthony Kerkman and the entire committee for this event, for taking your first steps towards hosting a 5K. And there's more work to be done to speed scientific breakthroughs, but with you on our team, we know the possibilities are endless. Thank you for joining us. So then the race begins. Woo! Go get 'em! And there I am, high-fiving everybody as they go off. Yay! Woo! You got this!
Hold on a second here.
Yeah.
I thought it was a Tremor Trot. Weren't you trotting along, i.e. walking in the Tremor Trot?
Well, that was my plan, and I raised money to do the 5K. And the day before, I woke up at 2:30 in the morning, and my right foot cramped.
Oh.
And I was in pain until midnight. So like nonstop. And then it felt burny and numb, like the neuropathy combined with, dystonia. It's crazy pain. And it kind of went away on Saturday, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to risk it. So I'm just looking out for my health, Nikki. Sometimes I have to say no.
Well, and I imagine that this probably happens more and more frequently. How often does Parkinson's get in the way of stuff that you've planned to do?
More often than I want to admit.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily that it's because I'm fatigued or it's because I'm in pain. Like every day there's something that Parkinson's gets in the way of, whether it's that, I can't do this because I got to take a nap, or my son wants me to go bicycling and I'm in pain, or like whatever. The family's got to work around me, and we've got to work around the Parkinson's.
Right. So back to the Tremor Trot. What happened after the event?
So we went back to Anthony's house, where I caught up with him and my family, and we're all standing in his back patio, gathered around an outdoor bar, huddled around my microphone, drinking Bloody Marys.
Sure.
First, I asked Anthony how he thought it went.
It was awesome. This was great. This was a great turnout. It turned out better than I anticipated it to be, and I just love the amount of support and gratitude that people have shown. I've met a lot of people through this. I've met a lot of people who want to get more involved come next year, and didn't really hear any negatives. So I think we did a good job.
So what did you learn about Parkinson's through this?
A lot. I learned how many people it affects and how many families it affects. I learned that how degenerative it is, and how it's just not... Basic motor skills aren't there. I think I told you when I first started this, I drive a car, get a ladder out, and climb on roofs for a living. And that is somebody who has Parkinson's cannot do. And that was a huge inspiration to me. And to take basic motor skills for granted is something that we shouldn't do. And I had to speak up.
I really like what he said there, that you do take motor skills for granted.
I don't anymore, but
well, sure, yeah, fair enough.
Like it's one of those things where you're like, these are things I never had to think about. And now, in order for them to happen, I need to think through every little bit of it.
Anthony sounds really inspiring, though.
He is. He's great.
How he's related, obviously, but how?
So he is the son of my sister, Tracy. And she's standing off to my right.
Okay.
And she's just beaming.
I could not be a prouder mom if I tried. It was my first 5K ever, and it was so well organized and such a great turnout. I'm getting choked up thinking about how proud I am. I really couldn't be prouder.
Oh.
Yeah, she's very proud.
Yeah, that's very sweet.
And my brother Dan ran the 5K.
Larry, just the different people I saw you meeting and talking, sharing their Parkinson's story. I thought that was really cool to see people wanted to connect with you. And, the Miller family that was, the top fundraiser, who I don't believe we know, but Tom has Parkinson's from what I understand. I think it was great that another family embraced what we're doing, and hopefully we can get them involved and make it even bigger and better in the future.
This was the first time Tracy, Dan, and Dan's wife, Dee, had seen me since February when we were in Florida together.
You've lost weight. You look great. I noticed the same thing.
Yeah?
Yep.
But it must be exercise or something, because I'm not trying. For the first time in my life, I'm losing weight without trying, which kind of scares me.
I would say, can you teach me how to do that?
I would love to.
Right?
Maybe get Parkinson's?
Yeah, I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to do that.
Your family seems pretty lighthearted. They're in pretty good spirits for the most part.
Oh, yeah. We like taking shots at each other.
I like it.
My mom was worried, as moms tend to do.
I think you're doing well, Larry. I only worry that you're doing too much and that you're going to wear out.
Well, I might.
And, I worry about Becky because you're never home.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's serious.
Well, I worry about her, too.
Larry, she's not wrong, though. You are taking on a lot of stuff.
I am, but there's this sense of urgency. that I have to do things while I can do them. And what we don't know is how much longer I'll be able to do them. I do know that at this pace, I'm going to crash. So I do need to find balance. And my wife will say, you need to find balance. But I don't want to take my foot off the pedal because there's a lot to do. And I got a lot of big things I want to do. And I don't know how much time I have.
Right. Well, I imagine a big part of making sure you can do that is self-care, making sure that you are getting rest and getting a good night's sleep, trying to go to bed early.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often. When you go places and you see people you haven't seen in a while, you tend to stay up late, which was an issue that my sister-in-law, Dee, brought to our attention.
I'd like to talk about the fact that you were up till 3:30 the other night with my husband and my older son.
Well, hey, listen, I'm up all night anyway. I don't know.
It was 12:30 in Vancouver, and I was just worried about her.
Oh, you got called out on keeping her kid awake too late.
He's in college. He's up all night anyways. I'm not. I did ask Anthony what advice he might have for other people who are looking to put together a fundraiser for a family member or a friend who has Parkinson's.
I would start with the Michael J. Fox Foundation. They were a huge helping hand. I communicated with them last fall, and they were Johnny on the spot with communication. I never had to wait to hear back from them with any questions I ever had to ask. Sometimes I would send my representative 12 questions in an email, and they would all get answered. And there's a lot of outreach. A lot of people found our race through the Michael J. Fox Foundation website. And so that means that it's out there and the information is out there. And what a great cause, and probably the biggest foundation, throughout the world to help Parkinson's relief. And so that information is out there, and there are people out there that want to help people like us to organize events. It's there.
They got a whole team. Yeah,
Absolutely.
They do a great job.
Absolutely.
And that's really great advice, to reach out to organizations that already have the resources available.
Well, yeah. I mean, why reinvent the wheel when you don't have to?
Yeah, exactly.
Anthony also shared with the family his favorite Michael J. Fox quote as it pertains to the Fox Foundation.
They went into business to go out of business. And I think that's just a cool motto, and really inspired me when I was doing this whole planning.
Well, that's the thing. I work with these people quite often, and so I look them in the eye and go, look, I'm really working hard to get you unemployed.
Exactly.
I'm trying to find a way to get you in the food lines, but it's not working yet.
Exactly.
So we're working on it.
One day.
One day. All right, drink up. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, you guys.
Cheers to Anthony.
Anthony, great job.
Hey, thank you.
And that is your extra dosage.
Coming up on the next episode of When Life Gives You Parkinson's. Why is there a Cinemet shortage?
Is this a joke? There was no meds out there. There was no cinema out there, just generic brands. And I'm pissed.
I mean, they say laughter is the best medicine, and, it's rubbish, because in my case, Cinemet is the best medicine.
In an email to Global News, Merck would only say it's experiencing supply constraints worldwide, and they've received an increase in orders far exceeding their forecast.
So are they redesigning the drug, or are they just using a different manufacturer?
No, so it's just a change in manufacture.
Couldn't they have planned this out so there wasn't sort of the hole in the market?
Well, that's the $1,000 question, to be honest.
How big of a deal is it?
I remember sitting at the bench with the medicine. I said, this is the first time I'm going to take it, and I am never going to stop needing medicine.
From a personal perspective, I can say that I started on a yellow oval Cinemet, got swapped to a round version of Cinemet that frankly didn't work. So I took it over at Christmas, and we went out to a friend's for dinner, and I couldn't cut my steak, and when everyone else went to the lounge, I just lay on the kitchen floor.
This is When Life Gives You Parkinson's, a Curious Cast podcast. Our presenting partner is Parkinson Canada, parkinson.ca.
This year, we're proud to recognize content and promotional partners from other countries, too.
In the United States, Parkinson's IQ Plus U. This is a free series of Parkinson's events from the Michael J. Fox Foundation that will be occurring in cities across the United States in 2019 and 2020, which I am hosting. And the podcast will be highlighting the events through the Extra Dosage episodes. So go to michaeljfox.org/PDIQ to register.
And thank you for listening. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, CastBox, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And while you're there, give the show a rating and feel free to comment.
You can also engage with us on social media. It's at Parkinson's Pod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Or email parkinsonspod@curiouscast.ca.
We would also like you to add your voice to the podcast.
To record your message, go to speakpipe.com/When Life Gives You Parkinson's. When Life Gives You Parkinson's is written and hosted by me, Larry Gifford, and Nikki Reitmeyer. Dila Velazquez is our story producer and sound design by Rob Johnston.
Keep positive.
Keep exercising.
And keep listening.
We'll talk to you next time.
Canada may be known for its landscapes and friendly people, but beneath the surface lies a darker side of crime, history, and the paranormal. Since 2017, the award-winning Dark Poutine podcast has explored the shadowy corners of the Great White North and beyond, delivering chilling tales from a uniquely Canadian perspective. Hosted by Mike Brown and Matthew Stockton with over 300 episodes and fresh releases every Monday, Dark Poutine is your weekly ticket to the creepier side of Canada. Listen to Dark Poutine on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts.